Hello, morning. I would like to reading this book, The Little Refugee by Andu and Suzanne Do, illustrated by Bruce Medley. I was born in faraway country called Vietnam. It is a crazy place. Strange food, snake in bottle. 5 people squash onto the back of one little motorbike. Look, there's 5 people in on one motorbike. Let's see next. My mom and dad were very poor. We live in mom's family, lots of them. There were 14 people in tiny 3-room house. Even though we were poor and the house was crowded, I was happy because there were always a lot of people to play with me. They're playing with the chicken, little chicken here. Sunny day. I didn't know there was a war going on outside our house, in the jungle and in the village of Vietnam. Many people were dying. Lots of them were soldiers, but some were mothers and fathers, and some were even children. My father and many of my uncles in the war fighting alongside the Australian and American soldiers. After the war ended, their lives were in the great danger because they were on the losing side. My family decided to escape to another country. From now on, we would be refugees. At the first, sun beat down on us. Then luckily clouds came and gave us shade. But then the sky turned black and an angry storm arrived. Wow, there is storm come here and I was terrified, but my mom said to me, "Don't worry, it will be okay." Finally, the storm passed and the sun came out again. Sun came out again. We can see sun here, and mom and dad stood together looking at all the food and water that had been ruined by the sea. "At least we are still alive," said mom. But we were hungry and thirsty. We are so hungry at the time. The next morning we awake to the sound of my uncle's shouting, "A boat! I can see a boat!" A fishing vessel was approached. It pulled up alongside us and the fishermen jumped on board our boat. "Sit down, all of you," the leader shouted, waving a gun. We can see a big man with a big gun here. And these men were pirates. They stole everything we had: rings, bracelet, necklace, even people's gold teeth. Yeah. A pirate grabbed hold of a baby. He lifted up the baby and ripped open his nappy. A tiny slice of gold fell out. The pirate dangled the baby over the side of the boat, threatening to throw him in. My father screamed, "We must save the child." Yeah. All people scared, hungry. As the pirates were leaving, one of them felt sorry for us and threw us a bottle of water. It wasn't much, but it saved our life. The next day was our 5th day at sea. we saw another boat. Luckily, it was a German ship and we were rescued. Everything will be okay, said my mother. What a great country, my parents said to each other when we arrived in Australia. Wow, we can see Opera House and Sydney Harbour Beach here. Yeah, two nuns came to visit and gave us a huge bag full of clothes. There were a little boy's clothes and also a little girl's clothes. My mom had two little boys, but she was too polite to say anything. So they got a lot of clothes, one for boy and one for girl, as you can see here. Yeah. Soon we found a house to live in and I started going to school. I tried hard at school because I knew that would make my parents happy, but I was really miserable. I couldn't speak English very well, so I didn't understand my teacher. I had different food to the other kids and some of them laughed at me. I even looked different because I didn't have the right school uniform. Uniforms were expensive and my parents couldn't afford to buy the right one. And mom and dad started their own sewing business so they could make more money. Wow, they bought 3 brand new sewing machines. But then one morning, mom raced into the house yelling, "Where are the machines? Who moved the sewing machine?" The sewing machine were kept in the shed in our backyard. During the night, someone had stolen them. Mom was really quiet for a few days. After that, one afternoon I heard her sobbing quietly to herself in the bathroom. It made me very sad. So I went and hid under my bed. Mom found me and she climbed under there with me. We lay there for a while. Even though it was hard at first, I started to learn English properly. Each afternoon I would do all my homework lying on the floor among the sewing scraps. Slowly I started to do better at school and began to make a few friends. I got new friends at school. At the beginning of year 3, a new kid started in my class. His name was Angus, and he had curly red hair and a blue jacket with a patch on one elbow. At morning tea, he was sitting by himself, eating a banana, and he looked very lonely. I remembered how lonely I used to be, so I went over and I asked if he wanted to play handball. So I asked my Angus to play with me. I played with him again the next day and the next day after that. Other boys started to ask if they could join in, and soon we had a great handball competition. At the end of year 4, our school had a big prize giving assembly. My parents never came to school function because they were always working. But I begged my mom and dad to take an afternoon off work so they could come and watch this assembly. Then the principal said she was going to announce all the class captain for next year. She read through her list and everyone clapped politely. And the class captain for the 5 blue class is Anh and Do. I couldn't believe it. the kid who used to have no friends and smelly Lance had become class captain. As I walked toward the principal to shake hands, I heard a big whoop from the audience. I looked down and it was my dad and my mom. My eyes filled with tears as I looked my parents' smiling face. I knew I had made them happy. In spite of all the dangers and hardship they had faced, mom and dad always told me to have hope and to believe that everything would turn out okay in the end. And they were right, it did. It's finished. Yeah, thank you everyone.